Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, December 13, 2017, 12:32 a.m. Topic, prophecy happening right now today. Guys, let me tell you, remember, I keep plugging on, in my opinion, rather than 120-year, 100-year, or a 50-year generation, I've always always stuck with a 70. Boy, have I got proof now that it is 70. Remember, I keep saying Israel became a nation in May 5, 1948. In order for that to end and complete a 70-year generation, that means May 5, 2018, not here in 2017. But guess what? Things changed. Israel became a nation, as I said, May 5, 1948. But that's officially, but unofficially, but documented, it became a nation in December the 6th, 1947. Here it is, right here. Harry Truman, on December 6, 1947, signed into the documents, whatever he signed into law, or their law, but to the world, Israel will become a nation in May 1948. But he signed it in December 6, 1947. The 70-year generation could have ended on December 6, 2017. And let me tell you what else is ironic. When Donald Trump signed documents stating that we in the United States see Jerusalem as a capital city of the nation of Israel, he signed that document December the 6th, 2017. But I'm about to blow your lids off. I'm going to make it very interesting for you. Down to the month in that year, down to the week, down to the day, down to the hour, and you ready for this? Down to the minute. Donald Trump signed 70 years later, or December 6, 2017, down to the very minute, inside the very hour, that Harry Truman did back in December 6, 1947. That gives 70 years as a generation to the nation of Israel and to the world that ended on December 6, 2017. So them becoming a nation May 5, 1948, that was officially. That was when it started, but the official document dated back December 6th. Wow, that one blows my mind. Then you go and you look at Luke chapter 21, verse 20. It tells of Jerusalem being encompassed with armies. And then you know that desolation is near. Well, guess what? We know not only by the meeting that Russia, Iran, and Turkey had last week, not only that, but these armies are on the border between Israel and Syria today. They're encompassed around, called the mountains of Israel, just as the Bible says. And guys, if this is the close of the 70-year generation, then this will bring in the Ezekiel 38-39 war. I don't believe that the church will be here when that war begins, or either the church will leave here immediately when it starts. Because God does say that we will not be by the side of his people. All right, keep going. Luke chapter 21, verse 25. And there'll be signs in the sun, the moon, the stars. Let me back up 24. and the roaring and the distress of nations were perplexity, and the seas and the waves roaring. 3 hurricanes back to back in the fall, which is really odd to happen in the fall. And then the sun and the moon and the stars, these are the signs, Revelations 12, that has not yet ended. That sign's not over. Everyone thought that it would have ended when Jupiter exited the belly of Virgo. But no, it didn't end there. There had to be an alignment. The crowns had to finish forming. The heads had to finish forming. And they're forming now. And they'll conclude on December the 20th. In just a few days away. Guys, there's a lot going on right now, right under our noses. And it takes smart people to put these things together. And I'm reading other people writing down and taking several people, and I'm just making one subject out of one topic. But when you see these things come to pass, Luke chapter 21, verse 28, then lift your heads, for your redemption draws nigh. And he spoke of the parable, again, of the fig tree and all the trees. Verse 30, and when you see these shoots shoot forth, you see, you know that of your own selves that summer is now at hand. But if you look back and you read that pray that your flight not be in the winter, that could mean that in this winter is when all these things will happen and start the attacks upon Israel, and the world just start falling apart. And the past 5 years led the world through many signs and events, including go back to the blood moons, the tetrad, the harbingers, in this past summer, in this fall, and now right here in the winter. My gosh. Well, guess what? So does the window of grace close during Hanukkah. When Hanukkah's over, the period of grace is over. I'm going to tell you where you can find that, by the way. You know, the timing, the dates, the years, they're not by chance. There's nothing by chance in the Bible. There's the 120 Jubilees. There's 120 years to the flood, 120 days from the eclipse to Hanukkah. 120 has a value. It's the pillars. The pillars. And what's the pillars a sign of? It's a sign of the congregation. The pillar value is 120. After Samson pulled the pillars in and destroyed the congregation, then there's 120 Jubilees. And then 120 years to the flood. And then fast forward 120 days from the eclipse to Hanukkah. What does this mean? Gosh, this title should be the time of the Gentiles are coming to a close times 10. It's that ramped up, guys. There's a lot going on and a lot that is coming to a close. People being microchipped out there. Sweden had 3,000 people chipped this year. This year. AP, the reporting. Employees in Europe are holding microchip parties. Wisconsin, workers in a certain area were microchipped. 40 people so far, and more people have signed up for it. What will the chip do to you? Well, most people think it begins to change your DNA. So the chip will be something that people will want to take because things can get very bad very quickly. I'm going to end that part of it and tell you two more things. China, and this has come out already. China said, if needed, we will take over North Korea. China said that this week. If needed, in other words, they'll take that idiot out over there and they'll have to cradle and take care of North Korea, which would be a plus for North Korea because they're starving and dying every day by the thousands. And there's more. Guys, when things go south for everyone, and then all of a sudden, I'm not saying that, by the way, there was a Doug Jones victory. I'm not 100% certain. I'm about 95% certain. Democrat strengthens the House. Of course, we still outrun them, outweigh them, outgain them, outnumber them. But the Republicans seem to still let the Democrats kick them around and tell them what to do. The fact that he was put in office fulfilled God's, what he wanted done. So who am I to argue against that? It's something God wanted done, and it's something that happened. So it has to be something that fit in with God's plan for the United States and maybe for the rest of the world. We're in the end days. I've been telling you that no, we're not. They have to have time for things to fall apart. Well, they can fall apart very, very quickly. If they were to start attacking Israel tomorrow, then less than a week from now, this entire planet would be in chaos. I promise you that. It'll come back to an order because God will intervene and he will take out those who come against his people because there's no one standing that'll stand with his people, which means the church is not here. That is my prayer, that the church will go home. But it may not be just a prayer or a thought or a hope or a wish. It may be a reality. And are you ready for that? Jody Wolf, Expoz.